What's going on? We're back at it today. So, this week has been a really good week with the gym. That means diet was on point, workout was on point, everything was on point. I can't no more to add. Me and Nick had a really good and interesting conversation. I'm gonna plug it in a minute, and I'll be right back. All right. So, one thing I want before I get into that, gotta get dialed in with diet. I am working on it myself, guys. So dial that shit in. And I found some loopholes in my diet too. And that's a benefit part about it. So let's watch the video, and I'll get back to you guys in a minute. All right, go ahead, man. What's going on?
Hey, man. How's everything going so far?
Last week was actually a pretty good week. I got 4 days in, 4 good solid days of workout. Cardio was a little not the greatest in the world because it depends on how busy. One night I didn't hit any cardio because I was late to get to the gym because I stayed late to work. So it happens sometimes. So I did my lifting and all that stuff. That was fine. We end up signing up to the new gym, and that's not we're trying out one, but we're gonna look like we're gonna sign up to it. It's called Anytime Fitness in Wind Gap.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever been there.
No, I haven't.
What I like about it is 24 access. To be honest with you, and that's one. Two, when I got there yesterday, it has all the right equipment we need, and it's dead. It's like going like 4 o'clock in the morning. It's literally nobody there. It was like maybe 3 to 4 people tops. It's not a big facility, but it does what I need to get done, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's not too far, right?
It's about 20 minutes from my house, 24 minutes from work, so it's right in the middle for me. So it's no way coming to work, and it's no way home. So I don't have to get out of my route anymore. It's just right there on my way.
Nice. So you were able to hit the gym 4 times?
Yep, last week. And my prediction this week is 4 days this week too.
How do you feel that type of split is working for you?
So far, so good. Like, only complaint I have, I don't get sore. That's the only thing really. Like, and it's some, I have dealt with this before. It's really hard for me to get sore. That's why when I work on one muscle group, like say do chest, like say do 5 or 6 exercises one day, then I'm gonna feel it the next day for sure. But when I just do like the way we're doing it, I don't usually feel it.
Okay. Well, we can. So there's a couple of different ways you can sort of work with that. One way is to increase the weight, but the other way is to superset, like possibly doing 2 things at once, like back to back, and then rest. So 2 exercises and then rest, and then 2 exercises, then rest. That could work. Have you done that before?
I actually did the other day because it was 2 machines we needed. They were back to back, and me and my workout partner, she did one and I did the other one. So we're just flip flopping. And the whole time, and it just same results, nothing.
We gotta up the intensity a little bit.
Yeah, I mean increasing the weight every week, a little bit by a little bit.
So when you're lifting, do you feel sort of the muscle that's moving as you're lifting?
I haven't really paid attention, to be honest with you. That's one thing I need to pay more attention.
Okay. How would you rate your form on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'll say probably a 5.
And what do you think could improve that?
Me sending you videos and see what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah. Do you feel if you have like the right cues that would help out a little bit?
Probably.
And so are you familiar with like basic cues of like on bench press, like shoulders back, a little bit of a swell underneath the lower back, stuff like that?
That I'm familiar, yeah.
Because this could all definitely play into the intensity factor, because you definitely want to be able to focus on the muscle that's being moved, but also like as the weight increases, because you should definitely be sore because there is a decent amount of volume. So I think upping the intensity from there can definitely help.
Okay.
Do you feel that from like a couple of weeks ago, do you feel stronger in regard to the weight that you're lifting?
Oh, God, yeah. I am definitely getting stronger. I can feel that already because I was doing, I don't remember what I was doing at the beginning, and it has gone up at least 10 to 15 pounds already.
That's fantastic. So would you say that after doing this for a couple of weeks, you're now like you're more used to the movements?
Oh, easily, yeah, definitely 100%. Because most of them, like, the only one I really switched that we talked about, it was the back one that it was we're using to pick fly backwards.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we really modified. Everything else has been fine. And like I use the V sit ups, leg press, all that stuff. I've been doing the same way. So like the
And
legs, for example, I started at 45, 60 around there. How was it? I'm up to about 110, 100 around there.
nice.
Yeah, that's a good jump.
Absolutely. What do you feel is the area that you're improving most in?
Going to the gym, just showing up.
So having a solid routine.
Yeah.
In regard to like if you think of your overall workouts, what part of it do you feel like really good with, and what part do you feel you need more help or is more challenging?
Ugh. So the workouts I got pretty down packed. The only one I don't see improvement is with the pull ups assist and the dips. I don't see too much improvement there, but I know that takes time too. That's a little more a body weight kind of thing. Except that I don't see any issues really. Like diet needs working obviously. Like, we've been talking about that, and I sent you the micros earlier today.
Yeah.
Except that cardio could a little bit improve. I think more. It'll get a little better. It's just timing. It comes down to timing now, and get into the gym and get into work done. I am starting getting a little bored of it. Like doing the same thing twice a week is getting a little boring. I'm not gonna lie to you with that. So
Okay.
I like to spice it up a little bit if that's possible.
It is, but at the same time, we want to focus on something for at least a couple of weeks,
Okay.
to make change. Because what will happen is the body's going to get used. You're going to hit sort of a plateau where the body gets used to that type of exercise.
Mm-hmm.
But you definitely want to keep sort of the same type of foundation or the same base through sort of an extended period. It's the number one mistake people make with going to the gym is if we change things too much or too fast, it's hard to make progress in all of those exercises and all of those areas. Whereas if you have like a simple 5 to 10 exercises and you're doing it week after week after week, the weight's going up, the form's getting better, you're getting stronger, and the body is going to respond better because of that.
So pretty much you're saying if when the weight goes up, and my form is right, and you're showing up to the gym, my body has no choice to actually start killing fat and actually getting shredded.
Yeah, so we could do sort of a plug and play type system. So basically, what that means is like, let's say you're doing your back, that could be a lat pull down, that could be a pull up, that could be the row machine that you're pulling down. So sort of all three of the exercise, all the same type of movement, but just a little bit of variation on the equipment or the
Mm-hmm.
machine that you're using, and that's a way to change it.
Okay. So except that, I think it's going pretty well. So with the diets, like I said, the macros, what are you thinking?
Those are pretty balanced. So how are you going about your nutrition throughout the day? Do you feel like what do you feel is going real well there?
Keep it simple. Keep it the same. It's simple. I'm not changing too much with it. Like my breakfast is always the same. Only thing I added is turkey, kibasi sausage in the breakfast. For more protein. So
Smart.
yeah. So it's lean on fat. It's here. I keep it exact macros because I have it right here because I don't remember it off my head. To be straight up with you. Where are you? Come on. Oh, there you are.
You feel that's helping you get closer to like body weight and protein?
Oh, absolutely. So it comes down to 90 calories, 3 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fat, is 9 grams of protein. And I do about serving size 2 ounces. I do 4, actually, to be honest with you. So that gives me about 20 extra grams of protein right there on the spot.
And you're doing that with the eggs that you're having?
Yep, in the morning and oatmeal. I do all 3.
Nice.
Yeah. If I skip my oatmeal, I just throw in my protein shake later on in the day. It's not a big deal.
Gotcha.
I can always fit that in later on. It's not an issue. I make sure. Here's one thing that I have not changed. I always keep a same. is breakfast stays the same. Breakfast stays the same. I don't change that at all. I mean, it was eggs, kabasi now, and oatmeal. Those are three things I never change. It's just simple and easy. If I do changes on a rare occasion, I might have an omelet or I'm out with friends for breakfast, something like that. But that's once every couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? Coffee stays the same. I always have my coffee in the morning. You don't want me no coffee. Sheesh. Good luck with that. Having me no coffee in the morning. I could kill somebody probably. But anyway, then later on about through the day, I don't take. I know we tell increase the protein shakes.
Yeah.
I try to do it once. It's too much for me. I want one shot, so I break it in two doses. So about like midday. Midday for me is like 1:12 and 1 o'clock to the very latest. I don't like doing that because I have my second meal. I would say second meal back to back. I like keeping a little 1 to 2 hour windows to digest at least if possible.
Yeah.
So I have skim milk available at work, so I throw skim milk, the protein shake, and a banana in there. So
okay.
I know banana helps with muscle recovery. Is it right? Am I wrong here?
Yeah, you're getting potassium, you're getting extra fiber, so that's good.
Yeah. So that's what I do. Again, I use skim milk versus almond milk because that's what I have available at work. So it depends what I have for lunch. Lunch is always different. That's the only one I spice it up. Like I might one day I might have pasta, bolognese. The next day, like tomorrow is gonna be. Is it tomorrow or the next day? No, I took it out of the fridge tonight. So tomorrow is gonna be bolognese for lunch, but I'm going to have on Friday rice and lamb. Lamb, I know that day I had lamb. I saw it. I jumped up to 150 grams of protein. Again, lamb is a very lean meat too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually leaner than goddamn chicken. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you. So, over the last 2 days, I was having steamed chicken and carrots. That's what I was having in the last 2 days, with a little spicy meal, and that's it. Like, I think my diet's getting better. It can't be perfect because I actually my line of work, but what are you thinking?
Yeah, well, do you feel so like the day that you got close to body weight and protein, do you feel that's doable? Like,
It depends on the meal of the day, pretty much. It's some days yes, some days no.
like, do you feel it was too hard to get that amount in, or?
I don't think it was too hard to get in. It was hard to figure out what food you need to get in to get that amount, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah. So basically, lean. Well, that's like where the shake. So if you add the shakes to it,
Mm-hmm.
you're adding like probably anywhere from 20 to 60 grams of
Mm-hmm.
protein.
Yeah.
And then the base, definitely. Like if you have like 2 servings of meat throughout the day, or definitely with the eggs, that's going to get you really close to 100. So that alone right there is going to get you pretty close to body weight and protein.
So I feel like I can hit at least 100 a day easily. But we're looking for
Yeah.
what, about $1.50 we're looking for?
Yeah, a little more because it's going to help with muscle growth, going to help with recovery, and also what happens is the more protein that's coming in, it starts to train the body differently where you're relying more so on protein and fat and less so on carbohydrates. So that puts the body more in a fat burning mode.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask this question, Nick. Now, let's say... Okay, let me ask you a couple questions. There's going to be a domino effect here. Okay, so fat-wise, is that okay where I had the fat? I had it pretty low, I know.
Yeah, it was like 49 grams,
I'll tell you right
48
now. I'll
grams,
pull it
something
up
like
myself
that.
because I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was like 49 or something. That's pretty good. So not too much on the fat. That's a good thing.
Today was 47 grams for fat, and for carbs was 74. Is that too high, or is that you think that's good?
How did you feel with that? That's
Same like always, nothing difference.
And that is that total for the day, or are you still going to be eating, or
I'm
that's
done. Just water for the rest of the day.
so 74 grams of carbs that came through what? Oats, the banana, and the shake.
Today was a linear day. Let's go off tomorrow, yesterday's, because it was more. That's more a normal day for me because today was like doctors and all that stuff. So my protein was 125, carbs were 124. Damn, I didn't realize how much it was. So those were the banana, the carbs, the protein shakes, the protein bar, everything else I was having through the day.
And how do you feel, like hunger wise, fullness wise? Do you feel that that's working?
It's working fine. I'm not hungry through the day. if that makes sense. I'm not starving. I'm not looking for a snack. I'm not anything. I just feel normal, pretty much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so those are good numbers to hit. So as close as hitting those on a daily basis is going to be key. What do you feel? What do you feel is going real well?
Going to the gym right now. That's what I feel is going. Now I'm getting to the point in my mindset is if I don't go to the gym, I miss a day, I get all pissy. Now I'm getting to that point like, okay, I have to go to the gym. I must go to the gym. It's a routine now.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Now everything come together. Now I'm starting to see a little bit of the improvement in my stomach. Like in the morning, like when I wake up, I know my stomach's not like out here. It's never been out to that, but you know what I'm saying. I can see a difference in the morning.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to ask next. So, what do you feel like? Are you doing pictures or are you going by measurements or pictures or?
So what I was gonna do actually is so after my free trial of that gym ends, I'm gonna sign up to it because it makes sense. I'm so close to it and it's right on my it's a good routine for me over there. They do a free body measurement thing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. I'm gonna take advantage of that and take the measurement so we have at least a number to go off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. If they could do a like actual like waist measurement, stomach measurement, like arms, all
Yeah.
that stuff, it's good to have as a base to see what's improving.
Mm-hmm.
So you do feel that sort of midsection is going down.
Starting to, yeah.
Have you used the scale at all or no?
I haven't jumped on the scale. I'm probably gonna do it again next Wednesday. I try to do it every other week because I did it last week.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
do it every other week. But I don't. I know I have an issue with this, and I know myself. Focus on that number so much, and I lose track of the end goal. So I want to get away from that number and start focusing on more going to the gym and how I feel and how I look. Feeling wise, I don't feel any difference right now. I feel the same like before. So probably it takes a couple weeks, maybe a month or two to actually get up there. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, it'll take a little bit of time, but then that's just why we work through any challenges that are coming up. So let's say like basically you don't want to do things too fast because that's going to sort of backfire, and it's never healthy to do that. So sort of maybe like a pound a week, somewhere like that, a pound to 2 pounds a week, just to get the body a little leaner. And then from there you have a better gauge as to sort of how it's growing then.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, we don't have to really use a scale. As long as you're like taking pictures or looking in the mirror and you're seeing things, that's going to be the most important. But then that's the thing too. So let's say we do get to a sticking point where it's like, hey, this is not moving down further. What's going on? What's getting in the way? That's where we dive a little deeper and we'll be like, okay, maybe we could swap out some of the carbs. Maybe we lower things. Maybe we up the protein. And then that way we'll sort of keep going.
So now that I think about it, and I keep mentioning to tell you this, and I keep forgetting about it. I always had issues with protein, getting more protein in my body. So I'm trying to figure out what else can I do to add more protein. I'm running ideas now. Like even when I want a snack, I have like right here. Trying to stick to healthier snacks.
Okay.
So versus eating like a candy bar or M&Ms or a Snicker, I'm going with healthier stuff. Like even those rice treats, I read on them. Like I was eating them. They're actually very low on carbs, and it's literally nothing. It's mostly like air. And it's like what, like 5 carbs and 10 grams of calories, some shit like that. It's literally nothing. It's like, and it has a little protein, so that's a nice healthy snack there.
Yeah. Well, protein wise too, like jerky. So jerky is really good.
Mm-hmm.
If you do use tuna or anything like that, tuna could be really good. Like each pack's like 20 grams right there. Hard boiled eggs, each of them is like 6 to 8 grams. So all little things like that will add it up throughout the day.
Okay. How about how do you feel about egg whites? That's I've been asking you that.
Egg whites are good. Better to have the whole egg than the egg white because you want the cholesterol.
So because the protein's in the cholesterol, I assume, correct?
No, the protein is in the white part, but the cholesterol is very important because cholesterol. When we eat cholesterol, it actually doesn't like raise our cholesterol. Too much sugar and too much carbs raises cholesterol in the body. So when we have cholesterol that we're eating through things like eggs, that's going to be used as the foundation to create testosterone. So the more healthy cholesterol we have coming in, the better chances we have of making good, strong testosterone.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Kind of, because
Yeah.
I was taught over the years, stay away from eggs because they raise your cholesterol. You know, the old school mentality. And things
Yeah, yeah.
are changing rapidly lately in the health, fitness, and dietitian side of it. Because I realized, oh, you don't need to eat like that anymore. Like fasting. Remember, we just talked about like 2-3 weeks
Yeah.
ago. Fasting was like voodoo. You don't want to fast. It's bad for your body. Yeah. Now it's telling you it's actually really good at detox.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you think? Are we on track? What are you thinking at this point?
I think we are. How do you feel about everything, or where do you feel we could put more focus?
All right, so we're talking about the stomach. The V ups. I'm gonna send you a video. I'm gonna send you a video of everything next week or two. All right. Probably before Wednesday, I'm gonna have both workouts. The V ups, I kind of struggle a little bit, maybe because my gut is so big still. So I don't know if you want to keep those or you want to change them. You make a judgment after you see that how I do with them. That's one.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more. Maybe we're gonna add maybe 1 or 2 arm workouts. That's one thing I would say definitely because of that I know I can grow a little faster there.
So adding into the current days, or sort of like, do you feel like just having a separate arm day is something that's better for you?
You're the coach. You tell me.
Well, what do you feel best with?
Personally, like I said, but you say we want to stick to it. I personally like it to have 4 different days, like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and have it like breaking out differently.
Yeah.
But if you want to keep it like this and just add to it, that's fine. But it's up to you. Either way is fine. If you don't want to add anything right now and just want to keep focusing on what we're doing and keep pushing forward, that's fine too. If you want to hold off, let's say you want to hold off maybe what 2 to 4 more weeks, give or take, and then adjust it from there. It's up to you. You tell me. This is why we have you on Grooming Reviews channel, so if you can figure this out for everybody else. Because
Yeah, and so condensing the volume works better because if you split the body apart for, let's say, 1 day's chest, 1 day back, 1 day arms, 1 day legs, it's okay. But usually the people that are doing best with those programs are usually like people that are on stuff or the professional athletes, and they're able to handle a lot of volume, a lot of damage to the muscle, and then they have to take almost the entire week to hit it again. Whereas like regular guys like me and you, we're not taking anything. If we're doing what we're doing now, you're hitting almost every body part twice a week, as opposed to once a week. So
Okay.
you're getting more volume on the same body part.
Okay. Yeah, like I don't have a problem with that. That I totally understand
Yeah.
that. It makes sense to me because like I just how I look at it now. Now that I'm doing it, and you made a comment a while back, is I think it was on your videos on your channel saying, "Oh, this works out better because if you skip 1 or 2 days, you can make it up versus doing 5 or 6 days. And it's hard to make up a 6th day or a 7th day because it's nearly you only have 7 days in a week, and it makes more sense to me like that now. This, so
Yeah.
go ahead, finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like if you have, let's say you have back is on Tuesday, but then something came up, you can't make it to the gym. If you go to the gym Wednesday and do back, it now messes up the whole rest of the schedule. Whereas what we're doing now, let's say you miss Tuesday, that's okay. Just resume the same thing again on Wednesday and sort of keep going from there. You're still covered.
Like what happened today, for example. I was supposed to go to the gym in the morning, and just shit happens, and I couldn't get there. Shit happens, like we said in life. So tomorrow I can definitely do it, and my schedule's a little lighter on Saturday, so I can make it up at Saturday morning before I go to work. So I can work around that a little bit. Versus this, I can, if I did 6 days, there's no way to make it up, like you said. Like,
Yeah.
So, like even if we, if you did like day 1, day 2, say 4 days, for example, but we're doing it, let's say chest and buys one way. I'm just using an example. And versus a different way on Monday, but you think that's too much volume again, right? Too much right now, right?
It can work, but it's not going to help with growth. Like you're going to have better growth with either full body or push and pull split than you ever will sort of separating.
I'm not saying changing that. I'm just saying, say for example, if we're doing this versus a bench day, for example.
Yeah.
A bar versus a dumbbell day, for example.
Oh yeah, that still works. That's good, and that's how you're creating variety in there.
Mm.
You're hitting the muscle slightly differently, different movements. So yeah, that's important. But and that's the key is you're able to sort of hit the same muscle, but you're hitting it sort of two different ways throughout the week.
That's what I'm saying. Like for example, if I'm doing, say, I use one of their machines. As one is like straight up like this, and you pushing forward. I'm not sure what. I think that's an incline, right, or decline.
It comes back
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but you sit up on it.
Same like I am now, straight up like this.
Yeah, sort of regular bench press. Unless if the bench is tilted back, that would be a decline. If it's tilted this way, that's going to be more of an incline.
So I can change chest day. For example, maybe
Yep.
today was I did a bar. I can use that machine versus doing a bar for one round.
Yeah, 100%. And then this is the key. So the beauty of different machines, different
Mm-hmm.
exercises is over time, as you're taking a look, you can start to now see, okay, I want to like bring up the lower chest a little bit. Then you start doing more decline stuff. Maybe you need to bring up the upper chest. Then you do more incline stuff. And so it's good to have the variety. And then over time, it's basically like you're a statue, and like piece by piece, you're like constantly chiseling here,
Yep,
chiseling
yep.
there.
I definitely know. Okay, it kind of starting now. It's starting to all connect your madness. Premise is starting to connect how we're doing this. Okay, now it makes sense. So I can change up a little bit like that to make it a little more
Yeah, yeah.
funner for me. Okay, now Cardi, do you
Yeah,
want to
but
keep it the same? 40 minutes.
if that's too much on your schedule, we could definitely condense that down to like 10 minutes.
I do 10 minutes of warm up always. It depends what's
Okay.
going on today. Yesterday I only did 20 minutes, so it depends how much time I have. So I'm still going up and down with that. Depends on the day.
When you do cardio, are you doing one steady speed, or you're doing fast and slow,
One
or
stage speed.
so if we do like 10 minutes, let's say you're doing this at the end of your workout. If you do 10 minutes, basically 30 seconds like fast and then a minute slow. 30 seconds fast, a minute slow for the whole 10 minutes.
Hmm.
That will be more effective than hitting the 30 minutes or 40 minutes.
So how long you want me to do that? My question is.
You just 10 is okay. You don't really need much.
Really, you think so?
Yeah, because when you do it that way, your the intensity is really high.
Hmm.
So if we're just steady state and we do it for like 40 minutes, it's burning calories, but it's not increasing the metabolism that much. Whereas if you're like fast, you're almost out of breath, and then you got to slow down, catch your breath. It keeps the metabolism really revved up.
So you want my heart rate jacked up, and then bring it back down, bring it back up, bring it back down, kind of thing.
Yeah. That way you could do a very intense like sprint. Well, not running, but like whatever, bike, stair climber. You could do an intense sprint, and then from there back it up, catch your breath, do another intense sprint.
So we're going to okay. This so 10 minutes of that. You want me to try it this week?
Yeah, we could. Yeah, let's aim for that where we alternate the intensity, like 30 seconds fast and then a minute slow. An easy way to remember this is slow and long is going to result in like more skinnier. So think of like a marathon runner.
Hmm.
They're sort of like skinny, more on the skinny side. Whereas if you think of a sprinter, sort of fast but all out intensity, they're usually more jacked. They weigh a little heavier, and the reason is because it's two different metabolisms. So we want to train the body for that fast, intense versus like long and drawn out.
Okay, okay. So the only question I got behind this is because I always read is if you increase the treadmill, let's say 4.5% incline, all right, and you just do a steady walk, you burn more that way versus what you're saying. Why am I hearing that more?
You do, but if it so the incline will help. That's increasing intensity, but you still want to have those periods of the sprint because otherwise you're technically just burning through the carbohydrate as opposed to really boosting the metabolism. So basically, how this works, let's say we get on the treadmill and we burn 100 calories on the treadmill. That's like literally one banana. And that may take 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Whereas if you condense everything down, you may burn like 200 calories in 10 minutes because the intensity is higher. You see what I'm saying?
No, it makes sense. That's why I'm nodding my head like that way I am. I'm like, okay, this is adding. The puzzle is adding up again in the pieces. So the only question I want to nub off, because I know you're on a short time today. They have a virtual class coach there. So you pick the class on the tablet and a screen comes down and you just do the workout. The workout with them. Do you prefer that versus treadmill, or you don't care either way?
Whatever makes it easier for you to get on. The cardio sort of sucks sometimes, but whatever makes it easier to get through that 10 minutes.
Now I'm gonna try that for. I was gonna try it. Yesterday we tried the whole spin thing. They did. I'm not a fan of spin personally, so I just why like I just pushed through it. Okay, it was okay. But I'm playing with this workout, the virtual workout, see what they say on it, and
Yeah.
go from there and see that if I like it, I stick to that. If I have to go back to treadmill, worst case scenario.
Yeah, if they have a hit type of workout on there, definitely select that one. Either intervals or hit, whatever they're going to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do have a program like that on there, then select that one, because then it'll sort of track your intervals and stuff as you're going. It'll be like, okay, 3, 2, 1, boom. Now do your sprint.
Okay, it kind of makes sense now. I see. They should have that on the treadmill too, right? Sprint workouts, right, or hits.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely look into that. So that's all I have for you today. What about you?
Yeah, just sort of checking in to see exactly where we have to put our focus, what you feel's going well, and ultimately, like, what do you feel you need the most help with, like, going into this week?
This week, I think I don't want to touch on anything. I want to continue the way it's going because it's working right now. And because I'm showing up to the gym. Diet's pretty solid, like you said now. So right now, is just give it time to see more progress.
Yeah, it's the analogy is like if we're in an airplane and they're doing all the stuff in the cockpit, they're getting everything ready, putting your seatbelt on, tray table. That's sort of essentially what we're doing over the
Mm-hmm.
first few weeks. Get a good foundation, get into the routine, get used to that, and then from there, once it's starting to take off the ground, then we can start like fine tuning things.
The only thing I want to add to our conversation before you go is I realized one thing about me is when I get pissed off or upset, I'm more emotional eater versus okay, let me put my hand through a wall. I'm not going to put my hand through a wall. I like keep my hand away. I don't want to pay for anybody's property either. But you see what my point is. So I go to the go to the food versus go to the gym, for example. You know what I'm saying? I realized that about me that last week. And like when I got pissed off about something at work, and the first thing I wanted to go to is let me grab a soda and a carrot cake. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to do that. So I'm conscious thinking about that too, but I realize I'm an emotional eater, if that makes sense.
So I have a whole exercise we could walk through that will help at like actual coaching questions that will really help map things out. So it's something we could definitely do together. But like to sum that up, what you can do, because basically if we know that's popping up, that's step one is the awareness, and basically we want to try to shift that habit little by little. And the way we do that is so you have awareness. Hey, this is the problem. This is what's happening. The way you get started is sort of what's happening like 5 minutes before that. What's actually, well, like, what are you thinking? What are you feeling like during that? And sort of how do you feel after? And just those 3 questions, it'll start to rewire. And then we start to catch patterns because we're all human. So we're all prone to that. But the key is to try to eventually get a more positive habit. So if we don't want to emotionally eat, we have to find something to replace that when we feel that emotion. That could be writing something out. That it could be something stupid too, like breaking the habit. So let's say that pops up, you're angry, you're upset, whatever. Hey, before you go like to the cabinet or the pantry or the fridge, you could like break the habit or the pattern, like jump down and do like a quick 10 push-ups. And it sounds stupid, but what that will do, it's pattern interrupting, because the subconscious is automatically going to go into what it's used to doing. And if we sort of shock it and we're like, nope, the body will now start getting used to that.
I don't cut you off, like smoking when I was a smoker, or like, or vaping that's what I quit. I came from recently is when I get pissed off, I wanted to go outside. Okay, I'm good. You get my point. Like, suck that cigarette as fast as down because the dopamine will kick in. So we're talking about a similar concept, correct?
Yeah. So what did you do exactly when you were stopping smoking? Like how did you not smoke?
I started with zero nicotine, vaping. So I still went through the motions, and eventually I was like, "What the fuck am I doing this for? There's no nicotine, there's no point." So I just put it away and I left it there, and I didn't touch it from after that. I just did it. I didn't think about it. I just did it.
Yeah, so you were smoking, then you went to like nicotine, so you changed the habit there,
Mm,
and then from there you're like, hey, what's the point of even doing this? And then change the habit again.
yeah, and the
So,
biggest part of it too is my current job, because like everybody knows, I work for hospitals. I'm a chef there. This specific hospital, this specific network, it has zero tolerance nicotine in your system. So that's one requirement. You cannot be a smoker working there. So
wow.
I kind of had no choice. So I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? But it
In
worked
a
out for
way,
me.
that's good. Yeah,
Yeah, it worked out for me. I know. I'm gonna hear in the comments like, "Oh, that's bullshit. They can't do that." Like, yeah, fuck it. They can do it or not. That's not my problem. It helped me quit smoking. That's what I care about, and that is a win for me.
yeah. So yeah, we could definitely work on this in regard to the eating,
Mm.
but the key is to just like what emotions actually come up during that time, and really pinpointing like is it sort of sadness? Is it being upset? Is it being actually
Frustration.
angry?
Frustration.
Frustration?
Yeah, that's where it usually comes. Is frustration.
Yeah, so we could take that energy and sort of bottle it up, and that's why like something dumb like 10 push-ups is like okay, like at the very end of the day, that's 10 more reps that you did towards your goal, as opposed to maybe eating a piece of cheesecake or something that's gonna kick back your goal.
Good point. So okay, I will try to remember write those emotions down so we have a note to go off. So do you want to schedule a little longer time for next week so we can go over that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll have a full hour.
Okay, cool. I'll schedule that in for next week. So I'm good on my side. Are you good on your side?
Yeah, the next week around the same time work.
Let's do 7 instead. It's 7:20.
Okay. What questions do you have as we're going through this process?
Right now, nothing. I'm just enjoying the process, enjoying the ride.
Okay. What do you feel the biggest focus is moving forward into this week?
Getting better with my workouts. That is the goal right now.
Okay.
Because
So,
every week you're giving me a new homework assignment, if you want to call it. Like last week was just show up to the gym. Now we're increase the weights. Okay, we got that part. Now we're gonna do a little different style of cardio. So every week is a different assignment. So that's what we're focusing on.
how long does the full weighted workout take you without doing the cardio?
About an hour.
Okay. So this is a cool trick. A way you could up the intensity. You keep the same thing, but you try to get it done in like 45 minutes.
But don't forget, I also have a workout partner I work with. We go back off and on.
Okay.
So there's that might be causing a little bit of the hiccups. You think?
Possibly. So shorter rest breaks can definitely help because if you rest too long,
Mm-hmm.
like if you're lifting super super heavy, then like a minute and a half, 2 minutes is needed. But when we're lifting the way we're lifting, if we keep it down to like 30 seconds or a minute between sets, like basically, so let's say I lift, the minute I'm off the bench, you lift. The minute you're done with your last rep, boom, I'm back on the bench. Because otherwise, if we're creating too much time, what happens is you now have the muscle all pumped up, all revved up, and then it's sort of like deflating a little bit. Then you got to sort of re-warm it up, rebuild it up. So we want to like warm it up at its intensity and like push through until it's ready to like collapse, where there's a little bit of failure there.
So how we've been doing it is once we're give me 1 second here. So once we do the workouts, we end up, I get my weight off. I put her, she goes on, boom. Then I immediately I go after her. I don't give her enough break. Once you're done, done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how
So
we've been doing it.
okay. So yeah, then from there, we'll just focus on trying to up the weight a little bit, even like 5 pounds or so here and there,
Hmm.
because we definitely want to feel some type of soreness, not super sore, but definitely like something has been effective.
Yeah. So sorry about that. So I was saying, so we make sure is like once she's done, I'm on. When she's done, she's on. When I'm done, we keep going. We don't stop. Only time we stop is between workout, between switching equipment. That's the only time. And when we wipe down equipment, going to the next one. So we don't have a long break, if that makes sense.
Okay. That's definitely important. So definitely that's always a factor. But then from there, we're going to try to up the intensity in regard to either weight or actual, like that's a focus too this week, is like as you're doing the lift, think of the muscle and try to like feel it as much as you can while you're doing that exercise. So if it's chest, like try to feel where the chest is. Is it stretching? Is it squeezing? Same thing with back. It's not going to be perfect right away. It takes quite a bit of time to really, really feel, but that's definitely going to help, because also as you're getting a better stretch and a squeeze, it's going to be working the muscle more, and so that's going to help out quite a bit.
Okay, because that's a question I always ask, and I know we can, like I hear squeeze, and I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you want a trick you can do is like it sounds dumb, but like flex in the mirror, because what that does is you start like training. So like if you think of like your bicep, like you really try to like squeeze it and like make it as hard as possible, and you try doing that with every other body part. Like chest is a little hard, back's hard, because those are bigger muscle groups, so it's hard to like isolate them and squeeze them. But if you could do it with your arms, eventually you're going to try the same sensation with your chest. But that's why I say, like, do it in front of a mirror. It sounds dumb, but it definitely helps, because as you're looking, you'd be like, okay, let me try to squeeze the chest. Okay, let me look in the mirror. Is it moving? Is it squeezing? Because you should, like, you'll be able to see, is the muscle actually moving itself? Because that's like a trick like Arnold and all these guys used to do way back in the day. Like in between sets, they would constantly be flexing. And it wasn't like an egotistical thing like, hey, look at me. It was more so like to activate the mind-muscle connection.
Oh, yeah, I remember him saying that. Always flex between sets because he keeps the muscle going.
Yeah, and over time, it's just more practice, more practice. Like me personally, it took many years to even get to the point where I'm like, oh shit, I feel my chest. Oh shit, I feel the lat. So it does take quite a bit of time, but the more we practice, the more we're going to be able to be effective in the workout.
Okay, makes sense now. All right, so let me try that. This is gonna be my homework for this week to get the muscles engaged more now.
Yeah, that's our main focus, is like keeping the foundation, but we're going to try to up the intensity whichever ways we can. And we'll sort of check in throughout the week, like, hey, how's that feeling? Or can we up weight, or whatever we can do to up the intensity, because we will get to a point where you do have some soreness coming in, and that's sort of what we're going to aim for.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
So,
any other questions at all?
I'm good for now.
All right, man.
All right, so I will meet up again next week, and until then, all right, brother.
All right, man.
All right, later.
All right.
So obviously, I was watching the video. I have some loopholes. Like for example, like I say, I realize I can get when I get upset. I become an emotional eater. I need to check myself on that. I need to raise my protein. I need to keep on track. That's why I like checking out with Nick. Nick is keeping me in check. So I'm gonna go back to the original statement I made when I started this process with Nick. I don't need a trainer. I need a coach. It's working. I want to tweak things around. I go, no, he goes, slow it down. We're fine. That's his job. He's doing everything I'm paying him to do. No offense, Nick. But he's keeping me where I need to be. Right there, centered. Sometimes you need that center though. USA. As a martial artist, I fall off track myself. I'm interested next week what kind of tricks he has, because he's going to show me some tricks about how not to become an emotional eater. That's a good thing. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am a little bit of a hothead. Definitely comes to my job. I'm very hot-headed. Doesn't mean it's always a good thing either. But except that, guys, I'm going to let you go for today. Next week should be interesting. So accept that. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay fresh.